All right. Shout out to the MGTOW community. Because I know y'all bring this up a lot when y'all talk about ladies and shit tests. Now, me personally, I find myself using a lot of analogies for some strange reason. I don't know why, but when I thought of shit tests, I thought of this analogy I used to use when I was in conversation with the community, yada yada yada. And I use this analogy as it relates to ladies and how they're gonna test you. Shout out to the honorable, Minister Farakahn, of course, when he talked about women are going to test you. Men test you as well, but men test you more so in the physical sense. They're gonna challenge you with the hands. That's just the way it goes. I don't care where you go in life, but that's the way men are gonna test you. You're gonna test your resolve, and they're gonna test, your ability to fight back. Ladies, on the other hand, they're going to test your heart, and they're going to essentially see if you are everything you say you are. So, let's unpack this topic, the frozen lake. Now, imagine yourself, you just met this girl, you're like, hey, she's pretty, she likes you, and you tell her, hey, my house is on the other side of this lake, which just so happens to be frozen. So she's saying she's going to do all these things to you, you're going to do all these things to her, you got food, whole 9 yards, right? So you finally get to this frozen lake, and you saying, hey, trust me, it's frozen solid, the lake's not going anywhere, let's go to my house. And you spend all this time convincing her, come on, I got you, don't you trust me, yada, yada, yada. And eventually she takes the first step. And what does she do? She pulls her foot back. No, no. I know you said it was frozen. Yeah, you're a big, strong guy. Yeah, you're handsome. Yada, yada, yada. I don't believe this lake is frozen. So you spend more time convincing her, come on, man, trust me, yada, yada, yada. She eventually gets comfortable enough. She puts both feet. Then from both feet, she starts walking on it. And you're like, bet, finally, she's listening. And we about to get back to the crib. And what does she do? She goes, wait a minute. You said it's frozen. It's solid, right? So what does she do? She pulls out a hammer out of nowhere and starts banging on the ice. And you're looking at this woman like she has lost her mind. But what she's doing is she's testing to see if your words are true. Fellas, when you present yourself a certain way, when you carry yourself a certain way, you're being judged and you're going to be tested. So if you tell her, yo, I got bread, yo, I'm a millionaire, I got money, she's going to try to attempt to spend you out of house and home because you got money, right? That's what you told me, you got money, and that's what she's going to roll with. If you present yourself as, Billy Badass, you know what I mean? She's going to put you in a position to see if your knuckle game is everything that you say it is. In my case, if you present yourself as Honest Abe, she's going to make it her business to see if you're very honest and about the way that you carry yourself and what you do. Let that sink in for a second. And you'll start to understand that women are going to test you for the rest of your life. And the minute you fail that test, they're going to treat you differently. It is the way they're wired. Point blank, period. It is just the way they are wired. Being mad about it is not going to do anything for me. You just gonna be mad. But let's get back to this frozen lake. Because I'm pretty sure some people still need a few more examples. So after she done beat on the ice with a hammer, she's gonna take a few more steps, and you're like, yes, we're almost to my house. And out of nowhere, she pulls out a blowtorch. Okay, where she got a blowtorch from, I don't know. I still don't know where this girl got the hammer from. But that's what she's gonna roll with. So from hammer to blowtorch to jackhammer to bazooka, she may pull up an M1 Abrams tank to roll across that ice. You know for a fact that ice isn't going to fall apart because it's a frozen lake. It's not going anywhere. It's not going to change nothing. But even though you gave her your word, she's going to take a few steps at a time and she's still going to test it just the same way she's going to test you. It's not personal. It could be, depending on who you ask, it could actually be a subconscious thing. Because you figure if you say something and it's untrue or it's false or, well, untrue and false, same thing. But if you say something like, I'm a gangster or I'm a great provider or I'm great at fixing things or I'm going to be president or whatever the case may be, if you're saying something that's not accurate, subconsciously it could be translated as this person's untrustworthy and unworthy of my womb, actually. Because that's really essentially what a lot of this stuff boils down to. If you took away protection, you know, condoms, contraceptives, really what I meant. But if you take away contraceptives and you put us back in the woods, you put us back in nature, that's essentially really all our pair bonding is finding the most healthy man with the most healthy woman and creating the most healthy offspring. But once you throw in, contraceptives and alcohol and drugs and everything else, you're really technically just fucking for fun. Technically. But of course, nature remains undefeated and we still have what we have in place. So, with that being said, there goes shit testing, aka the frozen lake analogy. So, yeah, feel free to take that one with you. So, you don't always have to curse and say shit test. You can be like, yeah, man, I use the frozen lake analogy. She's going to test you every step of the way, and your job is to pass every step of the way with flying colors. Well, at least I try anyway. But with that, it's been real. Let me get up out of here. It's about 7:15. I need to take myself to the range before that closes. It's been real. RL 718, Eastside Villains, Eastside Vanguard. Peace and love, man. I'm out of here.